Oh shit, I thought I was about to sneeze. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be continuing on with our OpenGL tutorial, and today we'll be working on the textures. So, I think I mentioned this last time, but we're going to be actually adding more than just colors to our shapes. So, as of now, all we have in our thing is just a rotating rectangle. And we did that with matrices, which is done a bit, that's very simple. We did that with matrices, we used GLM for that, and colors on here we set ourselves. But now, we're actually talking about having insert stuff apart from images onto the shape, and it's not too difficult. The process is actually going to be pretty similar to how we set the colors in this vertex array here, and we're essentially just going to have another column of attributes that will be specifying the texture coordinates, and then we'll have to link them like we did with the color. But the process is not going to be too different from what we've done. And then the biggest difference will be in the fragment shader, where instead of setting the fragment color to a color that we pass in, we'll be setting it to the color of a texture coordinate itself. So that is something that we will be getting to. First thing though, let me go through this site real quick and talk a little bit about how we're going to actually do this. So I talked about the coordinates, and it's going to be normalized coordinates, so it's going to be like the screen, except where there's no negatives. It only goes from 0 to 1 in both x and y and z direction. So as you can see here, it only maps the visible part of the object onto the shape that we projected onto. So yeah, so there are a couple of things that OpenGL has to do in order to actually display an image. So there are different types of texture wrapping, texture filtering, and yeah, it's just those are the two biggest parts. So let's start with wrapping. So with wrapping, let me just open this here. So there are 4 different types. The first one is just called mirror, and it's, as you would expect, to just mirror, reflects the image as many times as it needs. There's mirrored, that's just repeat. The first one is repeat. The second one is mirrored repeat, where it just repeats it but mirrors it. So it's like a mirror image as many times as it needs. The third one is clamp to edge. So it displays the image once, and then it just takes the edges and copies it until it gets to the border. And for the corners, it just takes that corner pixel and copies that pixel to the edges as well. And then with clamp to border, all it does is it tells the user to set a border color. In this case, it's like a slate gray or a blue gray, something like that, and it just puts that color wherever the picture is not present. So we'll play around with these and see how they look. So yeah, we'll be setting that using a function called glTextParameterI. It's somewhat similar to this. Looks a little similar to what we did with setting the vertex array, or the shader values with the 1f. It's the same sort of symboling or symbol where I stands for integer, etc. That's wrapping. Next is going to be texture filtering. Essentially, OpenGL must determine what color to display to the screen. So there are different ways. The first one is just called nearest, and if we were in this little 4 or 2x2 here, the nearest would just be where the pointer, OpenGL essentially has a pointer, and it takes that pointer and determines what center pixel, or what pixel has a center that is closest to the pointer. And I guess this calls it a texel for texture pixel. I can't talk. So the pointer right now now is in the top left, so it'll go to this purple there. If it were in the bottom right, it would be green, and for the other ones as well. Linear is essentially interpolations, where it just it averages out the values of the neighbors of the texture coordinate. So it's in here, it's in the upper left one, and then it'll average out the other ones, the ones around it. Or yeah, it'll just average out those. And as you can see, nearest will give you a more pixelated feel, but the more defined. And linear is more smooth because you're taking an average of the color spectrum. We'll be setting that with text parameter I as well as it's last thing we're going to talk about before we start writing code is mipmaps. Mipmaps essentially allow OpenGL to store different resolutions of images so that it doesn't need to display the most resolute image for every time. So let's say you were in the perspective of the camera, which we will get into in another video, and we're looking down, and an object that is super far away, we won't be able to tell if that has the highest resolution versus the lowest resolution. So essentially, OpenGL will generate something called a mipmap, and that will give three different sizes or size classes of the image, so that it can display a lower resolution. Essentially, it'll have nearest and linear as well for filtering. So for nearest mipmap, this is just GL nearest mipmap. It takes the mipmap that is nearest to the current to the pointer, and linear will just take an average of the two neighboring. It'll take an average of the two neighboring mipmaps, and then you can also combine it with the actual GL nearest here, like we did. So it'll be like GL nearest mipmap nearest. That'll take the nearest mipmap and the nearest pixel, and there are four different possibilities here. And we set that with text parameter I as well. All right. Now to actually load in the images, we have to download a library called stb image. I created a very short video on how to do this, and if you haven't seen that video, just go to this installation guide, which is in the repository, and follow these 4 steps here. It's just a single header file, and then also you have to create a source file for it, but it's pretty simple. Otherwise, just go ahead and watch the video. I'll link that video below when I get the chance. And then once we have actually loaded in the image, we can generate the texture for it, and then we'll bind the texture to the actual shape that we have. And eventually, what we should get is this thing here. Okay. So now let's go ahead and write this. Okay. So in main.cpp, let's go ahead and let's go in between the attribute pointers and the transformation matrix. So I'm at line 95, and I guess you can be around there, but you don't have to. So we're going to go ahead and just create a new section for textures. Alright, and it's going to be an unsigned int as well. So generate texture. So we'll do unsigned int. And let's call it texture 1 for now, because we'll be adding the second one later on, and we'll see how that will be. So just like we did with the VBO, we'll have to call a method to actually generate something to attach to this value. So GL gen textures, plural. It's going to be just a count of 1, because we're only doing 1, and then we're going to do and texture 1, so a pointer to texture 1. And then GL bind texture, you're going to pass in GL texture 2D, so just telling the type, and the value, so texture 1. Let me get Alright, so that's how you generate a texture, and now we will set some of those parameters that we talked about. So the first one is going to be image wrap. Okay, so the method to do this, I guess we can just start with, let's just do repeat for now, and then, we'll just do repeat for now. So, the weird thing about textures is you have to set parameters for both X and Y. So, essentially, OpenGL in terms of textures is going to change its X, Y, and Z to S, T, and R. So S, T, and R is equal to X, Y, and Z. And so we'll have to, if we were doing a 3D texture, we would have to specify 3 types of wrapping. But because we only have a 2D texture, we can just do 2 and get away with it. So we'll start here. So GL text parameter I, and we're going to say GL texture 2D, specify the target, GL texture wrap, and because we're doing the X direction now, we have to say S, and then we're going to say just GL repeat, and we'll just do repeat for Y as well. So GL text parameter I, and we'll say GL texture, I misspelled that, 2D, GL texture wrap, and now we're going to say T because we're doing it in the Y direction, and we're going to say GL repeat. And then we could do a 3D texture, but we're not doing that as of yet. If we were doing the border, so if we were doing the clamp to border right here, we would have to specify a border color. So we can say that right now. So border color. So you store it as a float array. So float border color, and we can just make it white for now. It won't show up. I'm just going to do this for experimental purposes. So 1.0f, 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 and 1.0f, like that. And then the way you would say this is GL text parameter, and we're going to say FV. So the float values, that's with the F, and we're just going to pass in GL texture 2D. The name is going to be GL texture border color, and then we're going to pass in the value border color, just like that. So if we'll check this out, and we'll see a white border go around it. Okay, so now let's do image filtering. So this is with the let me just make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. So yeah. So there's going to be actually 2 different cases that we'll have to specify nearest and linear for, because OpenGL has 2 modes, min and mag. Min is minimize, mag is magnify. So as you go in, you might want to get a more smooth image, so you go GL linear to get an average value, but as you go out, that won't matter as much, so you can just do GL linear. So let's go ahead and write this out. So GL text parameter I, we're going to say GL texture 2D. The name of the attribute is going to be GL texture mag filter, because we're doing the magnify. So as we're going in, we want to blend the colors. So it'll be GL, and we'll do linear. Like that. So as we scale up, we want to blend colors. Did I? Yes, I did. Alright, and then on the other hand, GL text parameter I, we're going to say GL texture 2D, and this time we're going to say GL texture min filter. So as we scale down, we would just want to go the nearest because it doesn't necessarily matter. The resolution won't matter as much as it gets smaller. Okay, so now let's go ahead and load in the images. So load image. So we'll need 3 variables: int, width, height, and end channels for number of channels. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but let me see if there's a number of color channels. Okay, I still don't know what that means, but don't worry about it now. We just need it to we just need to store a value for now. Okay, so to actually get the value, we're going to say unsigned char star data, and we actually have to include the library. So at the top, just go ahead and say include, and we're going to say stb/stbimage.h. And now go back to the data value, and to load the image, we're going to go ahead and say data is equal to stbi_load, and we're going to put the path. So let's actually download. I actually did not download the images, so let's do with that. So I actually have 2 images. They're pretty nice images, I would say, but yeah. So let's just go ahead and download them. So I'll download the first one as image 1, and that's a JPG, and image 2 will be a PNG. The difference between JPG and PNG is actually kind of important here. PNG has a transparent background, so if the image is actually smaller than its container, you can see everything behind it. But with the JPG, the background is a solid color. I believe it's white by default, or black, one of the two, but you cannot see anything behind it. So JPGs are usually used for background images, whereas PNGs have a transparent background. Okay, so now that we have those, I installed those to the assets folder with the rest of the fragment shaders. I'm going to go ahead and include them in the project, just so the compiler actually has them. Alright, so to load, we're going to have to say assets/image1. We start with image1.jpg, and remember this path is relative to the project directory. And then we're going to pass in variables, so and width to store the width, and height to store the height, and end channels to store the number of channels, and then you can just say 0 for the number of desired channels, because that's not necessarily inherent. Alright, so we just next we want to check to see if the data was actually loaded. So if data, we're going to go ahead and say GL text image 2D GL texture 2D. I misspoke. We're checking if the data was loaded in, and if it was, we want to bind this data to a texture. So GL texture 2D level is 0. We're going to say GL RGB, and this is another difference between JPGs and PNGs. JPGs can only have RGB, whereas PNGs can have RGBA, where A is the alpha level, which is like an opacity, so you can see behind it. But with JPGs, the opacity is just always 1, so it's completely solid. We're going to say width, height, 0, GL RGB again. The type is going to be GL unsigned byte, and then data. Don't worry about these the zeros in there for now. Okay, and then after that, we want to say GL generate map, just to generate a bitmap for it, because we'll need it once again to do that scaling thing that we talked about. I'm just going to say in the form of GL texture to that. And if the data was not loaded, we can just print out cout failed load texture. Alright, and then after that, we just want to free the image data, so stbi image free. We're just going to pass in the data. Alright, so we can actually go ahead and run this just to make sure that everything is loaded in properly. much that it is all loaded in there. Okay. Let me just make sure alright. So now let's go ahead and actually tell the shader to use something. So let's actually get rid of all this transform stuff. We don't need it for now. It'll just make it, because I think it might mess with the 2D thing, because or it might mess with the texture, because this is a 3D transformation and we only have a 2D texture. So let's so we'll change that, and then we need to, at the top, so let me just so actually to specify what the program, or to tell the OpenGL to use this image, we can say our shader.activate, and we're going to be setting a value in the vertex shader and the fragment shader, and so it'll be shader.setInt, and we're going to say texture1, and it's going to be 0, just like that. And we'll look at the fragment shader in a second. But before we do all this, we also have to specify the coordinates that I talked about. Let me just okay. So I'm finding coordinates. Okay. So like I said, we're going to be adding another column of values here. So texture coordinates. Alright, so at the bottom left, we want to have, let me just go back to this image real quick. We want to do 0, 0, and at the top right, we want to do 1, 1, and etc. So the bottom left, we'll do 0.0f, 0.0f. Make sure you add your commas at the end. The top left will be 0.0f, 1.0f. Bottom right will be 1.0f, 0.0f. And then the top right will be 1, 1. So 1.0f, 1.0f. And you don't need to add a comma at that last one, but make sure you do add a comma after the colors. Alright, so we specified texture coordinates, and now we actually have to tell the VBO to actually read these as texture coordinates. So the way we're going to say this is we're going to have another line here under color. So we're going to say texture coordinate attribute. So it's going to be pretty similar to what we have up there for above for the position and the color. So GL vertex attrib pointer. We're going to say 2 because it's the second or the third in total thing that we're doing. The size this time is only going to be 2 because it's just X and Y, so two elements. It's going to be GL float again. We're going to do GL false for the same reason that we didn't do it up there, because it's not necessary for floats. The stride is going to be this time 8 times the size of float, because it's a 3 plus a 3 and then plus a 2. So a 3 for just the positions, and then a 3 for the colors, 2 for the coordinates. So you also have to change the stride for the other ones too. So these should be 8 times the size of float. And then the offset will be 6 this time. So void star, and then we're going to be 6 times the size of float. Just like that. And then we just want to enable that. So GL enable vertex attrib array, and it's going to be 2 because it's the third element, or the third kind of class of stuff that we have that we'll be passing into the vertex core. Okay, now let's get into the actual vertex core. So in vertex core, in line 4, we want to say layout location is equal to 2, and that corresponds to the 2 that we just put right here. And it's going to be in vec2 because it's only 2 elements, and we're going to say a text chord. And we're going to output that too. So out vec2. Oh, phone is ringing. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. That was just some scam color, so I didn't really worry about it. Okay, so back to the vertex shader. Yeah. So we take in text coordinate and we're going to output a text coordinate as well. So that'll just be out vec2 text cord, just like that. And then in the main method, we can say our color is still equal to a color, but that won't matter because we're going to be overwriting it with texture. And this time we're going to say text cord. We're going to be adding another line in the main method is equal to vec2, or we can just say a text cord because they're both 2D vectors, just like that. Okay. And then now in the fragment core, we're going to have to specify something else. So comment out this line there. And this time we're going to be taking in vec2 text cord. That's just from here, which we just output. And then we're also going to be taking in uniform sampler 2D for 2D sampler, and we're going to say texture 1, just like that. And then we're going to say, now we need to set the color that we want to display on the shape. So frag color is equal to, and we're going to say texture, and texture will take two parameters. It'll take the sampler 2D and the coordinate. So texture 1 and text cord. Let me just make sure I got this right. Yes. All right, that's right. Okay, so yeah, that's the vertex and fragment core. We set colors in the fragment core, and we set the coordinates in the vertex core. Now back to main.cpp, we just have to add one more thing, because we have not actually told OpenGL to use this specific data that we loaded in as the texture. So the way we're going to do this is below the clear color, we want to say bind texture, and what we're going to say is GL active texture. We're going to say GL texture 0, and next we're going to say GL bind. Oh, what happened? GL bind texture. We're going to say GL texture 2D, and the texture we're going to say is texture 1. So essentially it activates texture 0, which we set as here, and texture 1 will be 0. So in the fragment core, this becomes 0, and OpenGL will look at the 0th active texture, which will be texture 1. Alright, so hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. So let me just make sure I got everything. And let's try and run it. Let's see Obama on there. Alright, something's wrong. It didn't display at all. Let me check this code here. There was no error from the shader. Alright, so we specified 4 texture coordinates. Bottom left is 0, top left, yeah. Something about this. Should we not activate? Alright, I don't care about this stuff. Is that the problem? No. Bind vertex array VAO. Let me try getting rid of that. See if that changes anything. No. Alright. Fragment core. Uniform sampler 2D texture 1. That's right. Vec 4 texture 1. Text chord. Alright, and then vertex core. Oh, it might be the transform. Yeah, that might be it. Because we actually got rid of transform. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so let me just so get rid of the transform and just say GL underscore position is equal to vec 4 a pose 1.0. Hopefully this works now. Aha! Oh, he's upside down. Why is Obama up? He's gonna drop his ice cream. Unless it's a blizzard. Holy shit. Why is it up? Oh, that's right. I forgot to say. STBI loads your shit upside down for some reason. So in order to say, don't load my shit upside down, you gotta knock them up a bit. What you gotta say is, STBI set flip vertically on load and just passing true. I don't know why it wouldn't, but and alright, he's up. Right side. Good. Obama can now eat his ice cream in peace. Perfect. Alright, so that is the first texture. If we wanted to actually switch up the color a bit, so we can do, we have our color here. We can multiply these two colors by each other. So if we said the vec 4 of our color at 1.0 opacity times the texture, we can see what this will look like, and now he's a rainbow. Which is very symbolic of what he did. Right? I can stop going. Yeah, so now he's a rainbow. Look at that. Because the color, we essentially just multiplied these two vectors by each other. If you don't know how that works, I did a video on vectors a couple weeks ago. It's in this playlist, definitely. It's like the second, third, or fourth video. It's called Math Crash Course Vectors, and we go over multiplying vectors, and that's essentially how this works. So yeah, we could also say, so once again, our color is set right here in the attribute array, right there. Okay, let's say that we wanted to add a second texture. So we can go ahead. So let's create another variable called texture2. We're going to say GL gen textures. It's going to be 1 again, and we're going to say a pointer to texture2. We'll say GL bind texture, GL texture 2D. Now we're going to say texture2. Essentially going to follow the same process, except we don't have to. I don't think we have to specify all this stuff again. We shouldn't, at least. So let's go ahead and say load image 1 and to say assets/image2.png. And width, and height, and channel 0. And then we'll check to see if the data is loaded. So get data, GL text, image 2D, and we're essentially going to say the exact same thing. So texture 2D 0, but GL RGBA because it's a PNG. So we want the opacity. If we just said RGB, everything would be the same opacity. But we might not want that for some things. Say width, height, 0, GL RGBA again, GL unsigned, light, and then data. That and that. GL generate, bitmap, GL texture. And then we can do the same print. It failed to load. And then remember, free the data. So stbi image free data. Just like that. And then after that, we want to say shader.setInt. So shader, because we want to assign the second texture to a value as well. So shader.setInt. We're going to say texture2, and this time it's 1, which will correspond to this over here. So GL active texture, GL texture 1 this time, because we're doing a second texture, and then GL bind texture, GL texture 2D, and we're going to say texture 2. So it binds texture 2 to the active texture, which is just texture 1. And then we have to go to our vertex core is fine because we're going to be using the same texture coordinates, but we're going to be changing our fragment core. If we just, so let's run this and see what happens. Oh no. Something happened. What? What? What happened? It has to be something with loading the... Hold on, did I forget to write something? I don't think I did. I might have. Let me just try. Don't change your code right now. But I'm gonna try and do something. I'm gonna look and see if it changes anything. It shouldn't change anything. No. Don't change your code yet. Yeah, right. That's what must be something wrong with... It looks like a memory problem. Yeah, there's an access violation reading, but I don't know what. And I can do a little bit of debugging, but I don't know what good that's going to do us. Let me just go through and see where the problem is. Alright, so good through there. That's the problem. Alright, so that's the... what is... Alright, so it's something about setting the texture. Let me just put the comment here. So there's something wrong with this line right here. Let me compare it to some other code. No, it's... This is actually really weird. Because that line has nothing wrong with it. There's actually nothing wrong. Let me try that. Let me move this down and see if that changes anything. So it loaded the image. Oh, I never changed the... No, that's not the problem. Let me try this. Hold on. No, same thing. It's something about this image being wrong. It's assigning the data to... if data, so the data exists. This is something I don't know. This nvog64 not loaded. Is it a driver issue? No, my drivers are updated. I'm actually very confused. How did you fix it? I don't know. I don't know if it's... So I'm looking online right now, and it's saying this might be an NVIDIA problem. 1060. Adding a single... This might be pretty embarrassing if I have to update my drivers. Because that means I would have to restart my computer. And that would not be good. I'm not signed in. What is this? What is this? Hold on. Oh, this is kind of... Oh, I have to select all the images of fire hydrants. I think that's the only one. Taxis. Ah, that's an easy one. Good. Log in. I have the latest driver. What's the problem? Hold on, let me open this up for you guys on the screen real quick. Hold on. 64.pdb not loaded. Alright. This is what I'm looking at right now. So there's a lot of links on the NVIDIA website which would lead me to believe that this is a GPU problem. Four lines after GL. Okay, it might be a draw. No, but it's not a draw thing. It's a problem with the text image 2D. That's the... Now this is something else. Did I screw something up in the fragment core? Alright, regardless, let's figure this out later. But let's go back to the fragment core. And we're gonna now have to tell the GPU to set texture 2 to something. So, uniform sampler 2D texture 2. Just like that. And then if we want to mix the textures, there's going to be a method called mix, which is in GLSL. So the way it's going to be is, now let's just comment this out, and we'll say frag color is equal to mix, and we're going to say texture of texture 1 and text chord. And the second one is going to be a texture of texture 2 and text chord. And then the third parameter will just be the value, so we'll do 0.2 for now. That means it'll do the 20% of the first image and 80% of the second image. So let's actually see if it's true. I do want to curse right now. I have cursed, but I can't go too much. Instead, YouTube might screw me over, but I don't know. I'm just really confused. Let me see if it's the same. Alright. Okay. So as of now, there's no window, which is kind of weird. But that might be fine. So, this is what we were getting last time. Let me try stepping into this. Oh, it's not a method. Is that what? But what? Wait, what? I can't even step into it. Is that the problem? GL text image 2D. What? What is going on? I need Obama, where are you? Obama, please. GL text image 2D. We just copy this. Let's see if it works. See if it was just my idiot. Was that it? Was I not supposed to do RGBA the first time as well? No, that's not it. RGB. I'm still very confused as to why this isn't working. The drawing is the same. Let me get rid of this float because I don't really care about it right now. I am very Jesus. Is there let me try loading this texture by itself. Let me see if that works. Because then I can determine if it's with the image or if it's with the actual thing. So let me just go ahead and comment out all the texture 0 stuff real quick. Oh, I need to change this. Texture 2. Let me put another breakpoint to see if it's still the same problem. I don't want to step in. Alright, so we can load it. But we get the same problem. See, now this is a really confusing time because I have no clue what the hell is going on. I also have no clue why it's not working. And if it does start working, I will not have any clue as to why it is working, which is also a problem. Build errors. Okay. No. That's not gonna fix it. That was just me. I can try restarting Visual Studio, see if that works, but yeah, alright, let me try restarting Visual Studio. Okay. Hold on. Let's get back into Visual Studio. And please work. Oh, I was about to throw some. I'm actually really confused as to why this isn't working. These are confusing times. Holy crap. If that meme was ever relevant, it is now. I'm just super confused as to why it's not working. Let me try taking their source code of the second image. Oh, this shit, this is going downhill really quickly. Why? This is actually very confusing. I have no clue why it's not working. I've said that 4 times already, and it's not freaking helping. Some of the profanities I could yell right now. It's tough. Okay, back to the end. Let's see. OpenGL issues with graphics card driver. Nothing else is using the GPU. Let me see if I can. If I restart my computer, that's kind of tricky because then the stream's going to go down. Not really in the mood to do that. I mean, let me check if it's running on my laptop here. Crap. I still looking at dinner, which is amazing. You guys can't see this right now. It's running. It does work here, which is very, very irregular. I'm just going to walk through this line by line to make sure everything is the same thing above this line. Just towards the left line. Data. STPI load. Assets. Set that correctly. And data. Do I free the data? Alright, I free the data here, so that means that data is okay. Alright, let me just see if I can step into it again. Step into, okay. Let me check out the definition of this. How do I get to... Oh, come on! Is it something about GLAD? Where do I even load in GLAD? It might be something about GLAD, and if it is, I'm going to be kind of angry because that's like the first thing that we've been doing. But the problem is we got all our images. The one image was working. actually delete that definition there. Glad is good. I have that exact same line now. It is now just... Oh, come on. I might just give up and just post a video in like a day when I figure this out. Because I think that's going to be more efficient than me whining here for a little bit. But I still don't know why it's not working. That's like image2.png. Ooh, is that the problem? Image2, no. Yeah, image2 is okay. Maybe let me try creating a different... Try doing a different data variable and see if that works. I doubt this will work, but if it does, I'm gonna throw my frickin' body through the roof. Did not help at all. Okay. Try doing this again where I just load the second image once. Alright, so I get rid of texture 1. Don't do anything yet. I'm just gonna try this. See if it works. So then it has to be something about the data. Let me try downloading a different PNG. Okay, that's fine. Do image2.png. I swear to God, if it's the image, I'm actually going to go berserk, because that's actually going to be complete bullshit. Okay. Oh, you've got to... Are you serious? Are you kidding me? How does the image screw it up? How? Oh my God, how the fuck? How? I'm very confused. How does the image screw it up? How is that possible? Is the image data corrupt? It was an American flag? That's actually sacrilegious. That is so sacrilegious. Now I just need to see Obama behind a fucking... What? Why? Can Obama not be behind an American flag? Since he's gone, does that mean... What does that mean? What is this? This is garbage. This is complete garbage. Where is he? Where is Obama? Where is Obama? Where's Obama? What the frick is this? Where the hell is Obama? I'm very freaking confused right now, because I can't find Obama. Do I need is this not a PNG? That might not be a PNG. Let me find a different American flag. This Is that the one? Is that a PNG? I don't know. I don't know if it is. Is this? No, it's not a PNG. Image 2, not PNG. Let's replace it. Oh, you know what it was? It might have been that Visual Studio never loaded it because it came from an untrusted. Okay, something's wrong. What happened? How? I don't. What the fuck? What the hell? Where's my Obama? No, I want to go back to the original thing. Save image as image 2. Replace. Open it, please. Let me see Obama. Oh, it's the image. Are you? How is that? All right, so it is the image. What? All right, I'm going fucking berserk. Oh my goodness, American. I am actually going fucking berserk. Holy shit. Oh, this is not good. How is that allowed? I'm gonna get. Do you want me to go to Romney the salesman at the varsity.ca for a fucking jank ass American flag? What is this? What is this? Why is this from Canada? What is this? 2012. What the fuck is this American flag? This is actually. If this doesn't have any errors, I'm blaming Nvidia. I'm gonna accuse them of treason. This is actually. How is that considered a valid image? Oh my god! Oh fuck! Holy shit! What the fuck? What the hell? Oh my! I still need to find Obama though. That's another problem. Obama's not there. Obama's gone. That can't be. 0.2, is that gonna help? Where's Obama? What the hell is this? Why is Obama not showing up? What the fuck? Bro, fuck, shit. Let me just copy this. Alright, it's the same exact thing. Sampler 2D. Do I need better images? I don't think I can get better image than that first one. That second one is kind of questionable. How? Is it just not getting textured one? Alright, now I'm not getting the first one. Let me try this. Why is texture 1 the American flag? Hold on. If you guys are not able to follow along, and I don't blame you at all, I just downloaded a second image. So don't worry about it. I'm just trying to find Obama now, and I don't know where Obama's not here. Obama's gone. Where is Obama? That's not a PNG image. Where is Obama? This is bullshit. Where is Obama? Why can't I find Obama? God damn it. Son of a bitch. Where is Barack H. Obama? I'm just appalled at this. Romney the salesman. That's funny, but where is Mr. Barack? Where is the president? This is even more confusing. Holy shit. Yeah, you see, I also don't know how to do this. I think I loaded it in wrong. You know why? Oh, I'm an idiot. Make sure that you put GLGen texture below you load in the first one. Below the top. Below... That made no sense. Below where you load in the first one. Now we should see Obama. There he is. And he's back. Alright. I fixed it. Now the problem was that I bound the first texture, but then I immediately bound the second texture without loading an image in. So when you bind texture 1, you load an image, it loads the data in for texture 1. For this texture 1, not texture GL texture 1. Then GL texture 2, or GL, and then texture 2, you bind that, and then you load in the second piece of data, and it binds this data to texture 2, which is GL texture 1. And then you mix them. Mix and match. Now let's put Obama on top of the American flag, and my life will be complete. There we go. That's what I want. That's the greatest thing. Okay. Last thing I want to do is add a little bit of input to this thing, so we can, in fact, actually change this level. So like we did with the texture 1 and like we did with the transform, we can actually make this a variable. So let's get a uniform. So uniform float, let's say it's just going to be mix, and then we'll say this is mix here. Let me actually. I actually need to go. I will save this for another video, but essentially all we're going to do is we're going to do the same exact thing that we did before. We'll just make a global variable and set it with the up and down keys in the process input, and it'll change it. But I can't do that right now because I have to go. Yeah, that was fun. I'm sorry about that, but goodbye. I'll see you guys later. I'll see when I can. I'll probably end up streaming maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. I'll see. But yeah, bye.